We have 4 minutes
to just exist. Get things prepped up so you have them ready. The intro.
Tell me how.
We definitely need a picture. Like,
so
take a picture of
my
us.
cat.
Like from here, so you see the background. Do job. Where did Laura go?
What?
Am I crazy? Where did Laura go? Yeah, look at the.
Oh.
Cool beans.
I hope Sunrise is cool with me using work equipment at not work things.
I don't think they're gonna even notice unless
Pretty
you
sure
say
they don't
things
watch.
specifically like that.
Well. Yes.
You think you would have to tell like podcasters who this is their only medium. I'm like, what's a microphone?
We were talking for a good 5 minutes without it near here.
That wasn't for everyone else. That was for us.
Well, that's rude because we should share.
All right, well.
All right, now the real question is, how do you find files on my phone?
Find what?
Files. It's probably alphabetical.
It'll be in one of these guys. No, I know where it is.
You do? Look at you. Aw.
I got you.
Teamwork. Makes dreams happen. Downloads. Oh, It's so
Nice.
good that I've only ever downloaded 4 things on this phone.
Excellent.
All right.
Cool.
We got 2 minutes
2 minutes.
to have
While people
us
get
stare at
comfortable.
each other.
Hi.
We'll take turns making eye contact with each of you.
Eye contact. All right. Got it. I feel like there's a connection now. We're
I
all
only
in
got
one
halfway
place.
through, but I feel like you handled the other half.
I got it. I got it covered. How many people are at the Podcast Fest for the first time?
Hey.
Woo! Podcast Fest virgins, welcome. Oh, we're so excited. Pop cherries. Is this your first show for this podcast festival? Yeah? Whoa. Okay. No pressure. We just
No,
like
it's
riding
all
it
the
all on
pressure.
our shoulders right now. It's fun. It's cool.
No,
Whatever.
it fuels you. It should
Fuels
fuel
me,
you.
she says. Okay, sure.
No anxiety, just power.
You got it, babe.
We're starting off. I'm going to say a lot of weird stuff probably because I'm nervous, and there we are. All right, so we're at time, right? 1 minute. I'm just going to play
Welcome.
it. Is that okay?
All right, well, let me prelude this. So
No.
we're gonna start out with an intro for you guys. It is not our usual intro song, but it helps us get pumped up. So just bear with us. It's very weird and it's fun. That's all I can say. All right, hit it.
Let's see if it does.
If it works. Is it playing?
Oh, yep, it sure is.
Ghouls next door with Gabe and Cat, talking about facts and films and feelings and spooky stuff. Okay! Don't get married 'cause they'll eat your kids. Fiend glue, leave me glue, not Cthulhu. We are gonna go fucking. Bad boy snakes and good guy Bigfoot. No one asked to be alive.
Ghouls next door. I did it early.
Ghouls next door. Nice. Ghouls next door. Ghouls next door. Yeah. Thanks.
There you go. Thank you.
So if that doesn't get you in the mood, I don't know what would, right?
Yeah, so that's
if
our anime intro specifically.
Yes.
For context, our usual one is just me making like moaning sounds, so it's a little different.
Just a little. Yeah. It does encapsulate some of the weird things that we've covered. So
Yeah.
there's a whole Cthulhu chant in there that everyone's like, what are you saying? And I'm like, it's not words, but it's dangerous.
Yeah, we have
So
summoned
fine.
him. He is here supporting us today.
Yeah. Yes. So for those of you who might be unfamiliar with us, we are the Ghouls Next Door, as you heard from that lovely song. I'm Gabe.
I'm Kat.
Yeah. And so we are a spooky edutainment podcast. So we talk about the horror genre and educate you about it in a fun way, right? So we dive into why these things are scary, why they're fear for us, what the time period in which those things were created were. Because what you'll learn is that media isn't just created for just whatever. Sometimes I guess they are, but most of the time it's trying to say something, right? Yeah. Everything means something. And so we dissect that, but also like have fun doing it.
Yeah. And
yes, words.
Yeah. All month we've been talking about some rather depressing things. I don't know if you've heard us before, but if you haven't, we're talking about the end of the world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All the ways in which the world is going to end in some way or another, or at least the world that we know, right?
Yeah.
So we've covered nuclear war and the Holocaust. So sorry, that's really sad. We've talked about
viral apocalypse. So, you know, diseases that are everywhere. You touch things, then you touch your face because everyone does that. And then now you're infected and you kill everyone you love unintentionally. Sad.
Yes. We talk about the ecological apocalypse. So climate change is real. So just a spoiler alert. It is happening and it's really scary, honestly.
And then the digital apocalypse. So robots. So they're either going to murder us all, leave us behind, or, you know, lots of other potential things that will just, you know, end us all and we'll just be here like, oh no, we did it. Oops.
Yeah, it's our fault, honestly. Yeah. And next week closes out our apocalypse series with Cosmic Apocalypse, which is honestly the saddest of them all because it has nothing to do with us and reduces us to the nothingness that we are. So if you love fun, is what I'm trying to say. If you really love excitement. But today we're talking about our favorite apocalypse scenario.
Which is
zombies. Yeah, it's exciting.
Yeah, you know, everyone has their way that they think they're going to survive the zombie apocalypse. We're more so going to be talking about like how it will happen because it might. You don't know.
Yeah, the possibilities of what it will happen, and also that when zombies are in films, they're not just zombies. They're not just the undead, right? Like we said, it's saying something. It means more, unfortunately. So we're going to dive into that. So we're going to get into our next section. So we put things up into, we have little musical things for each one. So just, we're not going to sing this one. It's like,
yeah, this one's just regular.
It's just words kind of happening to you. So facts. Yeah.
Yes, I know.
You know how this podcast
Yeah, facts. We tell you facts. All the facts. Here facts. Still facts. About that spooky stuff. Yeah, spooky stuff.
Thanks. Yeah. So that actually is made by Kat. She makes our music. She's wonderful. So
Thanks.
Yay. So we're going to talk about facts. We're going to talk about facts about horror zombies, right? So first, what do zombies really mean, right? So for 80 plus years, horror filmmakers have used zombies to highlight some of our deepest fears, from racism, which we'll dive in right away, the nuclear holocaust, contagion, and even the worst fear of them all, which is ourselves. So strap in. So
90% of the time it's ourselves. So
most all of the horror we're like, we're scary. So first, we have covered zombies before. It was one of our first episodes. It was like episode number 5. So it's very rough. I do not advise people listening. But if you want to know more about the origin story of like the zombie story in relation to like the Haitian story and how it represents slavery and stuff, there's a more in-depth version of that in episode 5. I wouldn't listen to anything sooner than that. Just avoid episode 1.
It's just us laughing a lot, not realizing how to do a podcast. So here we are. We figured it out though.
Yes. So one of the first things that we see is racism and slavery in reference to zombies, right? So with the Haitian zombie, there's a fear of voodoo and slavery in that. So we're thinking about like the 30s in this time period of when films were made. Specifically, if you're thinking later, it's kind of referenced, but Night of the Living Dead, right? We think George A. Romero, and we have the lead man who is a black man who's taking care of things, right? He's leading the charge. He's smacking white people all up around because he's like, get it together. He's like killing all the white zombies. And it really wasn't made to be about race, but it happened to be that way. One, in the fact that it was made or was released right after the assassination of MLK. So happens that that is just going to be the way it is, and the choice to cast a black man as the lead.
Mm-hmm.
But one of the more important things that people remember about Night of the Living Dead is that he dies at the end, but not because of the zombies, but because of the white militiamen who shoot him at the very end. And then the whole credit sequence is them dragging him and then putting him in the pyre, and it's really sad and depressing. So fun. Again, so exciting. Yeah. So the original zombies were a representation of slavery and losing your consciousness and humanity and being used as a tool for someone else. Right? It's pretty straightforward, right? You're essentially becoming nothing more than machinery. You're part of the environment. It also served in this inverse effect as a reverse like revenge slavery, where like white masters would then be subjected to voodoo, which would then lead them to become a zombie, and then they can then use them as a tool. So it could be there's good, but most of the time it was not. So then we move into the 60s. So when we have Night of the Living Dead, we have more films that are more about the end of the world and the civil rights movement, right? So yeah, I just said all those things. I got ahead of myself. So, but otherwise, we're going to move forward is Dawn of the Dead is a really interesting one because that's more about our consumer identity, right? So it takes place in a mall, right? It is where we are seeing zombies who are going to their place of comfort, which happens to be the mall because it's up and coming, it's hip. It's also a place where you can
Sparkles talked about it.
Nice.
Let's go to the mall. That's all it is.
Let's go to the mall. I was like, what are you saying? Who is this person?
Yeah,
I don't know her.
You know, she predicted the zombie apocalypse, how it happened.
Yeah. So at the time when Dawn of the Dead was premiering and becoming something, malls were, you know, essentially a villain in and of itself, right? It was destroying our mom and pop shops. It was also a time where civil rights were rampant. So to have a man of color in that film, even there's some really questionable language that happens in there. I believe he gets called a chocolate man. Yeah. So that's fun. It exists. Yeah. It's real. No. And then in addition to that, we also have the Vietnam War, right? So we have people who are literally getting sent away to fight something they do not care about, and they're just mindless zombies, and that just in that regard, right? So it's fun. My number 3 thing is viral zombies. So during the 80s and 90s, Americans were excuse my pun, plagued by the idea of contagion and disease. It's gonna happen, okay? It's gonna happen. It's my favorite. So the reason why they were plagued by this idea is 2 situations. So one, we have the manifestation of the AIDS epidemic in the 80s and the SARS outbreak in the 90s, right? That is influencing this fear and making us aware that we are not, you know, just unkillable, right? Like something can just sweep and take over, and it's something we can't see, right? And it's something we, you know, have to live with or not live with because that's the whole point.
Because you're dead.
Yeah, because you died. So sorry. So later we're going to talk about one film that's one of our favorite films in regards to zombies, which replicates this notion of a rage-inducing virus as the cause. So not just like you dying, but you becoming a different person and then like fighting, right? So in 2011, Steven Schwarzman.
You did a good job. Just
You're going to have fun too.
Own it.
There's some words in there.
Yeah.
A Harvard neurobiologist had released the zombie autopsy secret notebooks from the apocalypse, in which he presented a realistic zombie scenario based on scientific evidence. Quotation marks for people who are listening to this in audio form. So, yeah, he even coined the name for the zombie contingent called ataxic neurodegenerative satiety deficiency syndrome, or ANSD.
I like "anst" better.
Yes.
It's easier to say.
But that same year, so this guy's making this fun, like how you survive. The same year, the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention released the Preparedness 101 Zombie Apocalypse Guide, which is how to prepare for a widespread epidemic outbreak.
Wait a minute, the government?
Yeah, so the CDC was like, people are afraid of this thing, so we're going to make this, which sounds like it'd just be funny, but now people are like, so it's real. So it just kind of, yeah. So we end up with that. So they did not help to stem the fear, but it also helped us get equipped because it is very helpful, right? It's like have a go bag.
Yeah, and I mean, honestly, if you end up listening to all of our apocalypse preparedness kind of episodes, it's all about like, oh man, we're so unprepared. And there's some that you can prepare for, like this, or you can't prepare for climate change. It's just life, or the cosmic. But you can prepare for, you know,
Robots.
a little bit.
Just don't kick Roombas.
Yeah. Be very nice to Roombas and they won't retaliate negatively against you.
I don't know what else to say. Yeah. Well, I think so. My final kind of like representation and coming more into the present day of what is the fear of zombies and what it means is and this is something we've explored before in apocalypse scenarios, which is when there's a post-apocalyptic world, right? When we're living in this world where the usual society that we are abiding by, all these rules and just the way that we live is stripped down, people become the worst, right? They just become inherently the worst because now the rules are gone. No one's holding them accountable. They could do whatever they want. The worst people kind of rise up. You see that literally in Dawn of the Dead, right? When they're in that mall, there's the one jerk who's like, I want to lead. And they're like, you are not in any way ready to lead. And the new one, he's the dad from Modern Family. And it's like,
oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
You're just like the weird dad who like does things, but you're being a jerk now. I don't know.
He was properly a jerk before, but now he feels more free to be a jerk.
Yeah, but like when you see modern horror, so zombie horror, when you think about like The Walking Dead, right? Mm-hmm. We're seeing like the zombies are there and they suck. But what really sucks is the people, right? These other people who are murdering you, or the fact that like your children are now desensitized because they watch everyone they love die and be murdered, and you have to like shoot someone because they got a cut, and you're like, why is Carl a murderer? Why wouldn't he be a murderer?
Well, a lot of it's also like, what is murder at that point?
Yeah.
You don't really know anymore.
All the time.
Yeah.
What is murder? Does this count?
And apocalypse scenarios generally make you question that. And usually it's people who were bad before but didn't feel comfortable being bad. I feel like we see that a little more in society now. Mm-hmm. Feel real open to just let their awfulness show because they validate it with survival. And it's not going to be a good time if the apocalypse happens. If you think like to games of like This War of Mine, the scariest thing about that is just like going to other houses and then like people have guns and they're like, don't take my stuff, but you have to take their stuff to survive. And you have to like basically question, if you were a good person before, can you maintain that in this new fun scenario?
It's not just like, can you maintain being a good person, but can you survive being a good person too?
I feel like the answer is no. I've decided I'm going to die when the apocalypse happens for like 8 million reasons. The biggest being medical, but then the second biggest being like, oh, I'm not going to kill it. I'm not going to do it. I'll just like lay down. It's time to go. This was fun.
Yeah, we've definitely had this conversation where it was like, if the world ended and we just had to remake society, how would we do it? And what we came up with was that I would hide Kat for a significant amount of time.
Because I am a liability.
Yeah, because if I was like trying to lead people and I was like, well, we got to get rid of the weak ones and we got to learn how to be strong. No. Like I have to hide Kat and just be like, she doesn't exist. Because then they'd be like, well, why you let her live? And then I'm in trouble, right? Like now I'm a hypocrite because I asked you to kill your grandma. Like, seriously? She's bringing us down. Anyway.
I mean, I would. That's the ultimate thing. I need a lot of medicine just to function in regular society. So here we are.
Yeah.
But if the apocalypse happens,
yeah,
they're done.
It just changes people. In the Walking Dead comic book, because I'm more familiar with that, there's 2 boys who essentially just become like serial killers. Like they kill like other children because they're just like, why not?
Who's watching?
I don't like this kid anymore. I don't want a kid anymore. It sounds like fun. So
yeah, it just kind of gives people a reason to be the worst versions of themselves. Where not that society is great, but generally it tries to like subdue that. That's what laws are for. They're like, hey, I know you want to murder your neighbor because he said something weird to you, but you probably shouldn't do that because maybe God, I don't know. Like let's create reasons to not be the worst thing that's ever happened in existence.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Well, why don't you tell us how zombies can actually happen?
So that's a really fun conversation, and I hope you're ready because you probably thought like zombies aren't going to happen. That's not. You see your friend, you're like, I'm preparing for the zombie apocalypse,
it's
and
funny.
you're like,
it's funny.
You don't need to do that. It'll never happen. I'm going to ruin it. Sorry.
You could watch this really weird YouTube video that was like preparedness it was a very uppity woman. She was very excited, and she was just like, I don't even remember what some of the tricks were.
They were definitely like jokey. They were trying to be like fun. But you put magazines on your wrist so that if you are one arming a zombie, that they can't bite your wrist. It was cute. I recommend checking it out.
It was like, zombie bites change people. We were just friends 5 minutes ago.
Yeah, it was cute.
great.
It was definitely
It's
cute. I recommend watching it. But so, audience, what would you do if I told you that half of the human population already in existence is already infected with a brain parasite?
Well,
I'm not giving you much time to process that because it's happening. 50% of the world's population is infected with a brain parasite called toxoplasmosa. It sounds fun.
it's not, though. It says toxic in it.
Yeah, I don't know. Toxoplasmosa, for correction.
Gandhi
for myself.
after that.
But yeah, essentially, it's one of the world's most common parasite. It comes from, eating food that might be a little bit undercooked.
Have you guys eaten food recently? Yeah?
Yeah. If you don't eat meat, then you're safe.
That's me. I'm all good.
Yeah, Gabe's safe. Exposure from infected cat feces, so you're no longer safe.
No, I'm not safe. My children
we have 2 cats.
Everywhere.
Or mother-to-child transmission during pregnancy. So 50% of the world is already infected with this. It doesn't say that it's like doing so much now. But a fun fact, if you ever played Plague Inc., diseases mutate. So if this brain parasite decided, like, you know what? I want to kill my host. This is like a funny idea. Maybe we'll do that.
I don't need her anymore.
Yeah, that's fine.
Real slow.
So studies show that the infected already show a change in personality, have a higher chance of going insane. But if, it decided that it wanted to do more, 50% of the earth is already infected. It's doing a good job of being a plague because it's like hibernating. Mm-hmm. It's like, let me just get everybody and then we'll do something. It'll be like a party. It's super fun. So brain parasites could exist. What they would do was likely just kill us. Like, what's that show I like? Containment. It was only 1 season, but it was on CW. I don't know. It's pretty decent. And everyone kind of dies. I don't remember. I didn't watch the end. So, because I do that, I don't like to finish shows because I don't like things to be over.
She did Wikipedia it and find out that her favorite character died, so she quit.
I stopped watching. But yeah, so essentially it would likely just kill us. We wouldn't go around like eating each other, which is like one of the bigger things of why zombies are scary, because cannibalism. And we just feel like we don't want cannibalism. You don't want to like look at who's next to you and wake up one day and then they see a little girl walking down the hallway and it's attacked him. And you're like, oh my God, my person I was with, they're just gone now. And now they're trying to murder me through a bathroom. And then I crawl out. It's a whole time.
And then you end up in the mall.
Yeah, it's fun. Another way zombies could happen that is like pretty believable is neurotoxins. So the government, they do biological things. They're doing science. They're doing science in like basements.
Science quarters. On us? People? They're citizens?
Yeah, no, it's happening. It's already happened for like years and years upon history.
What?
Yeah.
They do that.
But yeah, neurotoxins, if you think like Romeo and Juliet, where Juliet kind of is like, I'm asleep. Don't take the poison, but I'm asleep so I can't stop you kind of deal. If they decided to unleash that into the population, it could go in multiple ways. It could just kill us immediately, or it could be sort of like a rage virus, which is what we see in like 28 Days Later. Or other zombie films that basically make us want to eat each other or murder each other, all that other kind of stuff. That could definitely happen. If another country was like, I'm going to get real creative and create this death weapon, there we are. It's done. It's decided for us. So if you didn't want to eat your friend, now you have to.
Yeah, well, neurotoxins like essentially make you pretty much dead. Like you're brain dead, but you're still walking around and able to do stuff. So you're a zombie, right? And if someone was like, go do this that I want you to do, then you're doing it because you're not you. So neurotoxin just makes you dead. Like Juliet. She was dead, but she wasn't dead.
Yeah, and there's actually a Japanese blowfish that can kind of do that. It creates a poison that makes you kind of go to sleep and like be more willing to like walk around and do whatever people want you to do. You can walk around, you can moan, you can shamble, you can twitch. It's like, that's all you got left. The rest of you is gone. So that's fun.
Yay.
Rage virus, which is my favorite. If we're being honest, I don't know. It's because it's just like that's what you see traditionally as zombies. They're walking around, they're attacking people. They're not just like going like this, like they're like eating thing. It's like
it's more of just
it's
like
not more
us
fun
on a day-to-day
in
basis.
quotations, but at least it's like scary. I don't know. I don't want it to happen, but I'm saying it could. So rage virus, if you look at rabies or mad cow disease, if those two got married and like made a little fun petri dish expansion of what they are, we could honestly see people getting not intoxicated, that's the wrong word. But if they were bitten, blood transferring, it wouldn't happen as fast as in 28 days later because it's super unrealistic. It's like 3 seconds and you're gone. But we could honestly see something like that happen. Would it infect everybody? Depends. But then also the biggest thing you have to fear are people, unfortunately.
Yeah, but if they bite you, then it's over.
Yeah.
That's the whole point of that one. So,
and then this one's also very fun because I was just watching Young Justice, and I'm not going to ruin the new season, but there were nanobots involved, and it was really exciting. So nanobots are microscopic, self-replicating, which is just the best part of it, robots that can go into your brain and kind of like make you not a person anymore. It shuts down all the people parts of your brain and then just kind of goes to, I'm going to walk around and do things that I'm told to do, which is like the biggest thing about outside of cannibalism. The scariest thing about zombies is losing yourself. You're no longer who you are. You're
so emotional.
Yeah.
Don't lose yourself.
Yeah, don't lose yourself. And when it's someone else's nanobots, it's not really in your control. And the whole thing about zombies is like, it's not in your control anymore. Mm-hmm. You could have been like the best person in the world. You could be so great. And then you are infected and murdering everyone you love.
Mm-hmm. And nanobots are super scary because like the rage virus and all the other things like will die. Like the brain parasite will die once you die, unless it gets to another place. And then it's inevitably going to die. But nanobots are robots. They just stay forever. They can live up to a month after you're dead, and then that's just them walking on over to another people.
Yeah.
Getting all the people. That's just my 2 cents about what you're saying.
Thank you. Always give me sense. Excellent. We in touch so they don't know.
Nice.
So we're going to talk about films, and I got another fun music for you. We get interactive towards the end. I hope y'all are having fun. Are you having fun?
It's such a fun topic, right?
It just makes you feel all warm and fuzzy inside.
Zombies are happening. They eat your grandma.
We had a whole
because you didn't let me leave. Let her leave.
No, yeah.
So now your grandma's a zombie.
You don't want your grandma to be a zombie.
Tried to warn you.
All right, well.
Films. Yeah, films. Yeah, films. We watched some films. Now let's talk about those films. And all that spooky stuff. And all that spooky stuff.
That's fine.
Yeah, that was exciting.
Get hyped.
So, yeah, the way it usually works is we tell you some facts, we get real detailed and depressing, but then we go into some fun and we talk about films or comic books or video games or what else, books or people, whatever the media is.
Yeah. So media, as we said, it's always saying something. It's always created most of the time, unless it's contracted, which is a movie. Don't watch it. It's made for a reason. Things are done on purpose. It's usually trying to say something that either is in reference to like culture as a whole, society, history, emotion, psychology, It's trying to do a thing. And sometimes that's easily understood. Sometimes it's like, I think that's the thing. And then on Twitter, they're just like, yeah, that was the thing. Even though, I don't know, maybe it wasn't, but it is now.
Twitter decides, yeah. So we're going to talk about one film specifically, and we're going to talk about 28 Days Later. How many people have seen 28 Days Later?
Excellent.
Cool. 28 weeks later?
We got
what
one.
Is it, months? Was it months?
No, I think it was weeks.
There's a new one coming out.
20% chance weeks.
29 times later. Anyway, so the first one, which was from 2002, let me give you the synopsis of what that is. So when London bike courier Jim wakes up from a coma a month after, he finds his city all but deserted. On the run from the zombie-like victims of the rage, Jim stumbles upon a group of survivors and joins them on a perilous journey to what he hopes will be safety. Spoiler, it is not.
Yeah, and not so much because of zombies. It's, again, we go back to this time and time again. It's people. You know, people are the scariest thing that happen once zombies have already happened. Because it's like cannibalism's bad, but we know it's also bad. Someone who's like still within their body and like has human thoughts and like
and makes the decision to be a bad guy.
Yeah,
like as a zombie, it's like you give them the benefit of the doubt. What are they? They're hungry.
Yeah, you can sympathize. You can sympathize with a zombie because it was once your like little sister, or it's just like a random zombie, and you're just like, you didn't want to be this way.
Yeah.
Monsters.
But when your sister is like still a person and becomes a murderer, then you're like, really?
We made it this far. It's been like a whole month.
Those things try to murder me. You're trying to murder me? Really? Really? Here?
Well, the whole thing is that they don't have control.
Yeah.
But people do, the ones that aren't bitten. And they're the ones who make these weird societies that one are just like real not cool for women. It's like the worst one all the time. Every movie I've seen. Like, it's usually like the women are the ones that are like getting bad stuff happening to them a little extra than everyone else.
Yeah, well, we think now is bad, and it's true. But also, if there's a post-apocalyptic society, women just, there's no respect. There's no respect out here. But in this film, we have like a protagonist who is a woman. She's a woman of color, which is awesome. Mm-hmm. And she's very like, I don't want to get close to anyone. If you turn to a robot. I'm in like 3 different apocalypse scenarios right now. Robots, zombies, whatever, aliens, bring it on. Anyway, she's like, if you become a zombie, I'm not even gonna like hesitate like a minute. She's like, you're dead. And she did hesitate. Spoilers again. But
you have to say spoilers.
It's 2002. You've had enough time.
I know a lot of people did see the first one, so there we go.
Yes.
We fixed it a little bit.
Yeah. So she's just essentially already like jaded to like the entire existence of humanity. She's just like, I don't even want friends. I just need to live, and you are collateral because you run a little slower than me. Like keep up or get lost. But what's really scary about 28 Days Later, as far as zombies are concerned, these are the rage virus zombies. So they're really, really fast. Right? They're just like impossibly fast, kind of like Dawn of the Dead. Those ones are terrifying. They're not your shambling, like Walking Dead ones that kind of like crowd you and then it's a danger, or they get your ankle when you walk by. These ones are like
sleeper zombies.
They're so scary.
These ones are the ones that are super awake, except they do sleep, which is also fun. So the reason I like 28 Days Later zombies is that, not to spoil 28 Weeks Later, but they can starve to death. They're still people. It's just like a virus. You're going around thinking everything's cool, and then blood drips into your eye, and then you're just very different. You are still kind of you a little bit because it's a virus. It's not you have died and come back. And I think that's like the scariest part for me, is that it's not an undead situation. You aren't dead. You're still there. And then now you are just a very much angrier version of yourself without like control of your actions.
You're just rabid.
Yeah, you're just rabid. It's like the rabies quarantine situation as well. Like
and it happens instantly. Like you don't even get a moment to be like, should we kill Dad? Like you don't even get to think that. You're just like, we gotta kill Dad. Like now, what are you doing?
And if you wait, it's done.
And Dad's like, kill me. And then it's too late. You're already dead. Sorry, guys.
And it's very human. Hopefully, cross our fingers, that we don't want to kill Dad. That was our dad 2 seconds ago. And that's honestly also very scary about apocalypse because it's so instantaneous. Like climate change, we have a lot of, that's a waiting game. That's the one we're not as scared about. Maybe we should be a little more scared.
That's our children's problem.
Yeah.
Apparently.
But zombies, cosmic, all that stuff, that's like, you find out and you just have to figure out what you're going to do for like the next 20 minutes.
Yeah. Like nuclear. It's over. Yeah. With this, it's so in the film, right? So Jim wakes up and he immediately finds a friend who's this woman who's just like, again, I'd drop you if I need to. And then they meet up with a dad and daughter, and we already spoiled it for you. The dad died. And then, which is by that way with a crow is like eating something and blood drops in his eye. So he didn't even get bit. He was just like angry, and then he died. So it sucked like a lot. But they were going for this military base to essentially find like, they were like, we got the cure. We're going to be good. We got rations. We're nice. All lies. All of it is lies. They get there and these people are the worst. And it has Christopher Eccleston, who's the Ninth Doctor. And he's in no, he's in Thor. He's in Thor. So
Yeah.
second one.
Hey,
I can't remember the character's
you.
name. Yes, but he is in there. Yeah, he's a different color than people are. So but he's there. Anyway, so he's a bad guy in there. They got a zombie chained up because they're like, we want to see if he dies, like when he dies.
Yeah. And I mean, they had the right idea in that end. That was the only right idea that they had. The rest of the ideas were real not okay, real messed up, and upsetting across the board. But yeah, I mean, when you think of zombie preparedness, you're like, I need one of those turn radios so I can see if like things are getting better. And where I'm at is like, why would you want to find the other people? Because like they're probably not going to be the solution. Because every movie that I've seen, they're not the solution. They're the reason
Less people.
you were cool before and now you're dead. Like, not everyone, you're looking at them from a lens where it's like, I'm good, so they're probably good, which is why also I will not survive the zombie apocalypse, because that's definitely the lens I have, where I like think people are going to be totally great. And then I'm like, oh.
Yeah. So what the worst part of this film is that these people are really nice at the beginning, and then they're like, so let me let you in on a little secret, Jim. I put that notice out because my guys, like, they're working so hard. They're such good fellas. They're good guys. They need ladies. I told them I would get them ladies. And guess what? You got two. One is very young and it's disgusting. And the other is just a grown woman who is independent and doesn't need this. And Jim is like, what? Hold up. And then he gets knocked out, and there's a whole thing where he's got to go and save him. And so the whole film, just like the zombies take like a significant backseat to what the real horrors are, which are these men who are just like, we're going to take advantage of your ladies. We're going to dress them up in these ridiculous dresses and be real gross. So it's like, that's the real horror of that film.
And there's this whole argument is like, what did you have to do before you came here? And he has to admit that he killed a boy. And it kind of shows that to survive the zombie apocalypse, there is a level of brutality that is required. And that's like a kind of like a societal questioning thing, where it's just like, to make sure the people I know and love are cool, I might have to murder a lot of people. And arguably, they're kind of using that same perspective in the military base. They're like, in order to make sure my men don't go insane, I need to do disgusting things. And it's like, no. But you also have this guy who brutally murders all of them. And then it's just like, they go off and they're like, all right, that was cool.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
We survived. You know, it's
these
like
are
both
different
sides.
crimes.
You need brutality
don't
to
deserve
survive.
to be.
Oh, no.
Yeah, no,
but
they're
the
wrong.
brutality is like the survival point,
Yeah.
essentially. And that's like the scariest thing, is that you might have to hurt people to survive. Our victorious people are the ones doing it at least the right way, thankfully. But it's just like the road to hell is paved with good intentions. Even though I don't know how that could be good intentions, but here we are.
Murder sometimes is good intentioned.
Yes.
That's what, if you're going to take anything away
From this,
from the Ghouls.
from the show.
No, don't do that. No murder. Don't murder.
Only murder if
First
zombies are there.
Make sure it's a zombie.
And that's also, you see like those like the YouTube videos where it's like people dressing up as zombies, and it's like, that's a real dangerous game.
People really out there eating faces, okay? It's
No, I know,
called
but what I'm
bath
saying
salts.
is that like, you saw that like short film that we watched where it was like a girl who the boyfriend was like, someone could break in here, and she's like, no. And or whatever. I don't remember what it was exactly. But
idea
he
what
dresses
you're
up with like a clown mask and is like trying to show her that people can break into your house and try to murder you. Fear exists. And then she stabs him and is like, that went from a joke to, you are dead now, and you shouldn't joke about zombies or like trying to break and enter and murder, because you could actually real die. And that's just my little life.
Because
lesson
we
for
told
everyone.
you just now how zombies can be real. So let's move into our third section, and then we're going to
Give away
end it with some prizes stuff.
We did it.
So close. It's so close to being there.
Oh,
Hang on.
wrong one.
Nope. Don't
Nope.
that one.
Feelings with an N. For feelings.
Yeah, feelings. Yeah, I said feelings. Let's talk about feelings. Okay. And all that spooky stuff.
ended it early. Sorry.
No. Why? I missed the.
There we go.
You got it. So we always end our show with some ratings. So we make up ratings on the spot.
We
it's all a
didn't
blur.
plan our ratings.
We never
did
do.
make questions for y'all.
Yeah.
But did not come up with ratings.
We never do. We're just like, we go to say it and then we're like, we pause and we're like, wait, we didn't.
This isn't in the script.
So if you like it, it's Let Grandma Live. And if you don't like it, it's We Have to Kill Dad.
Okay.
So that's fun. So, Kat, for the subject of zombies and the many ways they can kill us, which is just honestly inevitable at this point, how are you feeling?
I think it's fun. I know I'm not going to live to see all the horrible stuff, so I'm like, oh, it's fun. Cool.
So you want to let Grandma live?
I'm going to let Grandma live.
Oof, bad choice. You're gonna regret that.
That's fine. That's how
agree.
I go.
I agree.
And then I just join, the awfulness, but I'm not there, so it's like totally cool. You know what'd be the scariest part is if you actually like it was like you're like in your brain, just like you're watching what you're doing, but you have no control over it. That would be the most terrifying part. There we go.
Like the sunken place.
Yep.
Oh no.
Yep.
Oh my God, our zombies sunken place. Oh, that's a whole new scary.
Yeah.
Oh man, someone help us write that. Now we have to make this film. Oh man, that's going down. We also make short films, so stay tuned. We might have a sunken place zombies. That's really scary.
Yeah, it'd be really scary. So there you go. Enjoy that thought as you sleep.
Fun.
Yeah.
Oh.
What about you, Gabe?
What
are
about
your feels?
me? I guess I would let Grandma live in this instance, just for this, because I made that the good part. I have loved zombies forever, since like the dawn of my horror love. I've even made really terrible zombie films when I was like in middle school.
Are they on YouTube?
No, yes they are, but I'm not going to tell anyone where they are. They're hidden deep in the depths of things. But yeah, I have always loved zombies. I always thought they were like super scary, and it was just this idea that like a contagion just hits and everyone's done. It's just like, are you one of the people who just happens to be alive, and what happens when everyone you love is dead?
Yeah,
I don't know why. I was like, let's talk about that. Let's think about that, 13-year-old Gabe. Well, what if everyone you love died?
I feel like it's partly that like you see in Dawn of the Dead, like the guy who was a Best Buy salesman and now is like leading this group of people. Yeah, it kind of like throws out the rules of society and gives you a chance to like succeed.
It's my chance
in this new reality. Fresh starts.
Yes. Excellent. And what about 28 Days Later?
I mean, I love that movie. It's terrifying to me. The scene with the church, I still like have to put my hands over my eyes because I know it's going to happen, and it's so upsetting. Where it's like quiet and totally cool, and then it's not.
It's like, let all these people sleep in. That's nice.
Yes.
Father, oh Father, I need some blessings. I don't know where any people are. And then he's like, I'm going to eat your face.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like 28 Days Later.
So
I'll let Grandma live for that. But also, like, I don't want that to happen. But also the good thing about that is that they eventually die out, because if they run out of people to eat, then there's regular human death happens because of starvation.
Yay.
Except it happens like way later than realistically it would, because they're not drinking water.
Drink water.
I'm just saying.
Take that from us. Yeah. That's like World War Z was really cool, because it was just like the zombies, when we were going to war with them, it was this realization that if you're going to war with another human, right?
They stop.
At some point that side's going to stop if they hit enough fatalities, right? But zombies are like, we don't care. We're not friends. We all just want to eat you. Why do we care? So they just keep going, right? And it's just a matter of like, do they slow down because they're cold? Do they just die off because they haven't eaten? Are they the ones in that awful movie with Brad Pitt where they crawl on the wall and then they try to pretend it was in Philadelphia and there's like yellow New York taxis and you're like, what are you doing? Have you even been here once?
Probably no.
It's like, it's so weird.
I think that was World War Z.
It is World War Z.
Yeah,
it's 100%.
okay.
Don't watch that one. Read
the book is good.
Read the book. Don't watch the movie. But we have some fun. So we have some spooky things. So we have, you want to start with the poster?
Sure.
So we have we have an It 2, Chapter 2 poster. And we have Stranger Things Season 3 poster, which is great. If you guys haven't seen it, it's wonderful. Also, It is amazing as far as horror movies. I'm super psyched. I can't.
It made my face go numb. It's fun.
It's good. That means it was good. So we have, they're not really quiz questions. They're just, let's have fun. So just answer them how you feel.
So for participating, you receive items.
Because we're millennials.
Incentives.
So you get participation awards. So the first section we're going to do is a would you rather. Fun. So the first one is, would you rather live in Waterworld, right? Remember, how many people have seen Waterworld? So I can start, because some people are
There you go.
Yeah, so essentially it's the world where it's entirely made of water. You can't drink it because it's the ocean. And sometimes people have gills. So that's a fun time. Or Mad Max, where it's the total opposite. There's no water. How many people have seen Mad Max? Now, okay, all right, so you get it. And there's like
the first 10 minutes.
we live, we
like,
die, we live again.
I stopped.
Spray paint in our faces. There's a weird guy with like all the devices on him. So anyone raise your hand? Tell me which one you want to live in
And why?
for a prize.
Yes.
Yes. Waterworld. Why?
Because it's too hot.
That's fair.
That's a valid answer. He said it's too hot. Be in the water. Yeah, it's like a beach all the time, and there's no sand that gets into inappropriate places.
There you go.
It's perfect. Do you want Stranger Things or It Chapter 2? Here you go.
Yay.
All right, we have. Do you want to do this one?
Sure, I'll participate too. Would you rather have zombies like Dawn of the Dead or 28 Days Later, where they're real quick, or slow, unassuming zombies like The Walking Dead,
Where they sneak up on you.
both versions, people are your worst enemy, but
We're just talking about zombies.
it's more so like, which one do you want to die by, people or zombies, and that's like your choice.
You're gonna die, but it's fine.
Either way you die, people are bad.
We have more goodies. We rated Walmart. So I have 4 DVDs here. I have Mama with Jessica Chastain, underrated. It is spooky. It is pretty spooky. The children talking. It's a whole thing. The Conjuring 2. Prerequisite is you had to see Conjuring 1. I'm sorry.
So if you win, you like have to go find the first one.
47 Meters Down. This is the one where they're trapped under the water.
With the sharks.
It's got Mandy Moore in it. It's a
my
bad
worst
idea.
nightmare.
There's 47. Was it 47 more meters down? 48 meters down again. There's another one.
It just go somewhere and be dumb and volunteer for things that don't have like regulations of how they operate.
Yeah. So
you'll
it's scary to Kat, which is
I'm
why
terrified of
it's in
the
this.
ocean. Any water, I'm just like, no.
She doesn't go to the
I shower.
to the
That's
beach.
about it.
And then Don't Breathe, which is an underrated, really good film. It's super suspenseful and stressing.
Mm-hmm.
So we have a few more Would You Rathers. And then we also have what we call Wed, Bed, Behead instead of, because children. So this is F, Marry, Kill. But Wed, Bed, Behead, because it's also fun. And it's like the same thing that you would say for King Henry VIII. And it's like divorce, beheaded, died, divorce, beheaded, survives. History major. All right. So so we have a would you rather have robots enslave us for our own good or have robots desert us on our dying planet? Anybody? Bueller? Yes.
I want to be captive for good.
Captive for good.
I don't have to think about it.
It is, yeah. Yes, yeah, they just tell you what to do, and you're like, all right, you got it. No more war. I just operate in this. It is the Matrix. Which DVD would you like? Don't breathe. You got it. Come on.
Excellent.
Or you can come get it when we're done. That way you're like,
I'm not gonna, that's a
Read the
blunt
next
object. So would you rather be possessed yourself as like a human, so like no matter where you go, it follows, or have your house be possessed? So you just spent a lot of money. You got a mortgage, kids,
you
and
can't.
now
leave.
that's there.
Yes. House possessed. Get an exercise? Absolutely, unless it's a conjuring. Yeah, which is appropriate for this story.
Look at that.
All right, so now we'll move on to Wed, Bed, Behead. All right, so I'm going to go with a classic. This is one of my favorites. Would you, if someone will have to answer this, so we're giving you 3 people to Wed, Bed, Behead. We got Jason Voorhees, Freddy Krueger, and Michael Myers.
They're all great. Real love interests. Anybody?
It's a tough one. I'll give you guys mine because I love that question. I would kill Jason because he's a child and you can't do the other things. Sorry. I would marry Freddie because he's punny. That is perfect. He's a punny honey. And then I feel like Michael Myers just needs a little, so then maybe he wouldn't kill so much. He's like an incel from back then. It's like, I mean, have you guys seen it? Okay.
All right, so who wants
what
the
are
DVD?
you guys' answers? Yeah.
You could just raise your hand and we'll throw a DVD at you.
We could
No?
do,
All
do-
right.
Would you like another wed bed behead?
Jeff.
Oh,
Yay!
Definitely kill Freddy.
Kill Freddy.
He's not the man of your dreams?
Actually there.
Okay, so because he's not real. That's law of realism.
Definitely Bed Jason.
Bed Jason.
Not a lot there. There's just like, that's just it.
Okay.
One night stand it. And Michael Myers is the most, he's the most like.
You're gonna marry him? Yeah.
Love.
I would argue that you might be
Love
betting
happens.
Jason's mom if you're going with the first one, which is like, hey,
There you go.
That's
All
a
right, what
win.
movie would you like,
Would you
Jeff?
like Mama or 47 Meters Down? Mama.
Excellent.
We got another one.
This next one's really fun because also they're dolls.
I really
they're a
enjoyed
real
the
doll.
spell you have.
Yeah. So we have Chucky, Annabelle, and Jigsaw, but when he's in doll form, not in, like,
Not
old
the
man.
guy.
Yeah.
The doll Jigsaw with the swirls.
Anybody? Let's use our imaginations. It doesn't have to be real. If you say it, it's not like we're gonna like find you on Facebook and be like, they said.
Hey everyone,
you're fired
listen to
at
this
work now.
person's kinks. No, we're not gonna. There's no kink
No kink
shaming.
shaming here on the Ghouls.
We can,
We have.
oh, no,
7?
we're just doing times.
Are we
Anybody?
over or under?
No, I think we have time left.
Excellent.
Okay. Bed Jigsaw. Okay,
Yeah.
keep it
Aw.
interesting.
Look at you.
I would marry Chucky because I like beds.
Marry Chucky because you love redheads.
And then I would just kill Annabelle.
Kill Annabelle. Yeah, that seems logical to me.
Yeah, that makes sense.
47 meters down.
It'll
Dive
be real
deep.
scary.
Get in
Dive
there.
deep into this lovely film.
So we got another fun one. We got Wed Bed Behead. We've got Bigfoot, Jersey Devil, and Chupacabra, and you can win one of these cool shirts. This
I will
one-
say, if you haven't heard our cryptids episode, Bigfoot is just like a really nice guy.
This
Just
shirt-
want to put that out there.
This shirt says Doom is near with a kitty. And then this one is just cool because it's a skull but it has flowers on it.
Like our stickers.
Like our stickers.
One I drew, one is from Five Below.
Yeah. So Bigfoot, Jersey Devil, and the Chupacabra. Yes.
Yeah.
Marry Bigfoot.
Mary
Yeah,
Bigfoot.
he's a nice guy.
Kill Jersey Devil.
Kill Jersey Devil.
It's not connected there. And
Bed
Bed the Chupacabra.
the Chupacabra. He's intense. He gets stuff done. Yeah. Yeah, Bigfoot's just like elusive. He's like walking around. He's like, what? Am I
He's a
real?
mysterious one.
Yeah, Chupacabra's like, I eat all your goats.
You have years
so-
to figure out what he's like.
He's just furry. He's just a bear. It's wonderful. We have one last one.
Which
so
is
what
pretty
shirt did
scary.
you want? The Doom
Doom?
is near.
Oh, good.
Yes,
I
it
like
is.
that one
I
a
can
lot.
I can throw this one. Yes.
Hey. Is it my
Tossed.
turn? for
Yes.
this one? Yes. Okay. So your choices are Sadako from The Ring. So the lady that comes out of the well. She's maybe an adult in this scenario, just to make
Yes.
everyone feel a little more
She's an
comfortable.
adult. She made it.
Kayako from The Grudge. So the mom. Yeah. That happens during, the times
Son.
where we get romantic. That's the
Sounds. All the
sounds she makes. And La Llorona.
La Llorona for people who are, yeah. The spooky water woman.
Yeah.
So, what about behind?
We're sorry that the shirt would be limited probably to women. But you can give it as a gift. It's very small.
It's really
I don't know.
cool. You can gift it to me because I, yes. No, okay, yes.
Okay, so kill the one from The Grudge.
Mhm.
Because it was the first horror movie. And you don't want to deal with that.
Kill the grudge, got it.
I will marry La Llorona next weekend.
Yes, Mary La Llorona, do it.
Bed, the other one.
But yes, bed the ring. All right, awesome. I'm gonna throw it again. Here we go.
Woo!
Oh no! Ah,
Theo's
it's too strong. I don't know my own strength.
It's strong. It's there. I
Yes.
felt it.
so that was our thing. That's what we do.
Yeah. if you're interested, check us out on the interwebs. We are on all the things that podcasts exist on: Spotify, iTunes,
Stitcher.
there you go, other ones.
Stitcher.
Yeah. And we have a website, theGhoulsNextDoor.com. And if you listen to our show and you're like, wow, I really want to tell them my opinion about this. We love when we get emails. That's really exciting. We call our moms, who are the moms next door. And we tell them all about it. And then we say hi to you when we record. So that's also an option.
Good and bad. Even if you're like, well, your opinion was trash. And I want you to know that. We want to know that. We want to know that our opinion is trash.
We
so
want to
can
know when we
fix
do
it.
something wrong so we can fix it.
Yeah, but also if you're just like, that was really cool, also here's some other things that I care about. We love that as well. We're always willing to grow. So we're always talking about spooky things. Again, we're the Ghouls Next Door. We have Ghoul Scout cookies. We have stickers up here that are really cool that we made.
We'll be live again at Respect Women's Podcast Fest in August, I think the 24th?
August 25th.
25th.
At Amalgam Comics and Coffee House. So check us out there. It's about the same time. So, and we'll be, I don't know what we're going to be talking about, but it's going to be fun. I'm sure.
Yeah.
The moms next door will be there if you want to meet them.
Both moms next door will be there with my 12-year-old brother and all of Gabe's entire family. So
It's going to be so good.
come on, Squad Ghouls.
Yes,
for
Squad Goals.
real.
Great.
Yeah.
Well, stay tuned for film reaction, fan reaction, and the rest of the podcast festival. Thank you guys so much for joining us. I hope this like inspires you to look at other ones. It's super weird to just be like, we're used to just doing this in our podcast lair where we're surrounded by spooky stuff and we just laugh with each other. So thanks for being in our basement. You guys are all officially in there now. So
You're Ghoul Scouts.
yeah, and you're one of us.
Yeah. Also, thank you to Tattooed Moms for hosting us again
Yeah,
for
this
the
is our
third time.
Yeah, we're so excited.
Yeah.
Thank you guys so much. And yeah,
Don't get married.
they'll eat your kids. Yeah.
Cool. And take cookies and stickers. Cookies and
and
stickers
stickers.
exist.
Woo! Yes, we did it.